Don't forget, it's cold outside. Try Vicks Sinex nasal spray. Use as directed. Works up to 12 hours. It's great to have you in today. Joy Taylor and I. So, when people come up to you or I in life and they tell you that you're talented or great, easy to be humble. Nah, really, no big deal. Whatever. If people come up and tell us we're not great, we get defensive. That's very human. When people come up and tell you of your talent, you get humble. When people tell you of your deficiencies, you get defensive. So there's this thing out there right now, Michael Jordan, LeBron, who's the greatest. Now, LeBron James has his own, TV show. And on his television show recently, LeBron made this acknowledgement. Let's roll the tape.
That one right there made me the greatest player of all time.
For so many reasons.
Everybody was just talking how they were the greatest team of all time. They was the greatest team ever assembled. And for us to come back, the way we came back in that fashion, I was like, you did something special.
Okay, now, after that, the Michael Jordan fanboys came out. Whoa, Michael Jordan would never say that. By the way, that's exactly what Michael Jordan says privately for years, that he was better than Barkley, better than Magic, better than Bird, better than West, better than Wilt, better than Kareem. But publicly, people dug up a 2009 interview with Michael Wilbon and talented Michael Wilbon and Michael Jordan, where Jordan said, well, if you ask me, I'd never say I'm the greatest player. That's because I never played against all those other people that represented the league prior to Michael Jordan. Well, what do you know? In 2009, when Michael said that, he could be humble. There was no great debate. He had been elevated by all the media, all the fans. He was the greatest. He spoke from a different place. Oh, shucks, I'm not the best. Of course, he was telling everybody he was the best. He was so petty, he wouldn't let Isaiah Thomas on an Olympic team. You saw his Hall of Fame speech. But in 2009, it's a different place. Because when any of us are told, granted, acknowledged as the greatest, and then it's said to our face, oh, gosh, shucks, I'm not the greatest. Though Michael was telling everybody privately it wasn't close. LeBron James in 2018 comes from an entirely different place. Despite his success, despite blowing past his contemporaries, despite even the second-best player, Kevin Durant, not having nearly the impact around the league of LeBron, despite being close to a billionaire, despite statistically and analytically being the best player ever, and it's not arguable, he's told he's not the greatest. Colin, it just shows that LeBron is insecure. No, it shows that LeBron and Michael made these comments from a completely different place and that we're all human. You don't think Michael's insecure about LeBron? Really? That's funny because I looked up this morning the 3 players that Michael has most complimented. Westbrook. He says Westbrook's the closest thing to me. The quote is he's amazing. Really? You think Westbrook's better than LeBron? He's also quoted as saying recently, Kawhi Leonard is the best two-way player in the NBA. He's also multiple times complimenting Kobe Bryant, who, by the way, grew up idolizing and acknowledging he idolized Michael Jordan. So Kobe, Westbrook, and Kawhi, Michael is effusive with his praise. He has complimented LeBron once when Donald Trump took a shot at him. And it wasn't really a compliment. He just took Team LeBron's side. You don't think Michael Jordan keeps score? You didn't hear the Hall of Fame speech? Wouldn't let Isaiah on the Olympic team? You don't think Michael Jordan keeps score? Compliments Westbrook, Kawhi, Kobe, never compliments LeBron. By the way, remember years ago, that Deflategate thing with Brady? And we always heard from Manning, I love Tom, and Tom, I love Manning. I mean, they obviously played each other, but all you heard is they were so close and they liked each other and they totally understood each other. And then during Deflategate, we got records of Tom Brady's texts. And Tom Brady was saying on one of his texts, thanks, Papa. I got another 7 or 8 years. He has 2. That's the final chapter. Game on. Oh, you mean Tom was very competitive privately about his legacy. Oh, I get it now. Of course they are. Michael Jordan in 2009 was coming from a place of being anointed and acknowledged as the greatest. He went predictably humble. Whoa, gosh, I didn't play against Will. Privately, he told everybody, ain't close, bro. Publicly, he's just a humble servant to the game.
So he gets no credit for being humble?
Should I give him credit for being inauthentic, where LeBron is actually very emotional and authentic? I think I was the best player. Now, for the record, I don't have any interest arguing who's better. They're totally different players. Michael was the best in his era. LeBron's easily the best in his era. They have a ton in common. Michael was significantly better than everybody except probably Magic. He was better than Magic, but not by a ton. And LeBron is significantly better than everybody. He's better than Durant, but maybe not by a ton. There's things Magic did better than Michael. There's things Durant does better than LeBron. There is that one contemporary that does some things better. Magic was a better teammate, a better passer, controlled the tempo. Durant's a better shooter. He's a better closer. But let's not kid ourselves. Michael's getting credit for being inauthentic, and LeBron is getting ripped for being more authentic. Joy with the news.
No. Turn on the news. This is the Herdline News.
The one point about Michael being inauthentic that I will give you is that Kawhi was with Jordan Brand and Westbrook is with Jordan Brand. And the Kobe thing is obvious. He emulated everything Michael did.
Yeah, I mean,
Kobe. But Kawhi and Russell were Jordan Brand guys. Like it's kind of, he kind of has to say that.
I'm just looking for one quote where Michael's like, damn, he's good. Because LeBron has said through the years.
You're not going to find that.
Michael's not going to ever say that.
You're not going to find that.
Where everybody's just giving Michael credit today for being, he is a good, and he is humble, and no, Michael's amazing, and Michael deserves all the credit, but that was just Michael, saying what you would say if everybody
if you were the greatest basketball player
of all time and somebody said, you're the greatest, oh, gosh, shucks, not me. I'm just I just dribble around and make jumpers occasionally.
Well, Antonio Brown got himself a GOAT ring, speaking of the greatest of all time, according to TMZ yesterday, but he continues to be in the news. Big Ben chose to praise Antonio Brown's talent earlier in the week, while defensive captain Cam Hayward did not take the same road. Hayward says what Brown is doing is unacceptable, and he thinks he has a lot of mending to do with teammates as a result of how things played out last week.
We all want AB here, but to be a part of this team, you can't do that. You don't let your brothers down. It hurt more knowing that there are multiple guys in that locker room giving everything they got. Going forward, I think everybody wants AB on the team, but we all got to be on the same page. From the top to the bottom, we all got to be accountable for it. I'm sure Kevin and Coach Tomlin will be talking to him, but going forward, that's unacceptable. We all sign up for this game, and we all sign up to be part of a team.
Here's the thing.
By the way, last time Steelers talked about a player like that, Le'Veon Bell, he never came back to the locker room.
Yeah, this is over.
It's over.
Let's call it what it is. This is over. Obviously, it's a catastrophe for the Steelers, money-wise, to move on from Antonio Brown. And he is an incredible talent, so he's not going to be easy to replace either. Le'Veon wasn't easy to replace, obviously. I believe if Le'Veon was on the team, they would be in the playoffs, and they're not in the playoffs this year.
Right.
So it's a tough situation for the Steelers, but I maintain, while you said that this is on Antonio Brown because this is his behavior and he needs to be responsible for it, I feel like this is the Steelers' fault. People don't change that drastically just because you give them money. Money only amplifies what you already are.
Yeah.
So you knew what Antonio Brown was before you paid him.
Yeah.
And you have to have a culture that you stick to in your organization. Everybody isn't for everybody. There's a reason why the Patriots don't draft high-profile wide receivers.
By the way, we found out that they didn't draft Johnny Manziel. The Patriots took Johnny Manziel off their draft board, which teams do in the NFL. They just took him off their board. They call it undraftable players. And we later found out that they didn't like his attitude and his cockiness, and he couldn't coach him. So teams decide who they like, and a lot of times it's injuries, but a lot of times it's attitude.